video, I'm about to do a eyebrow tutorial. One of my girls from the job asked me, girl, your brows always looking good. And I do not use a lot of stuff for my brows. So if you want to see how I do my brows, stay tuned, y'all. So y'all, I use, which I always talk about, my Dollar Tree pencil, eyebrow pencil, which is almost gone, but y'all, I got some more. I got backups. So these is the ones I use, $1.25. And then I like to use to conceal. I use any type of concealer, which today I got e.l.f. And then I have the flathead brush just for shaping purposes, or you can use a round one as long as it's just flat, as y'all can see there. And then to blend that out, the concealer, I'm gonna use a concealer brush to blend out. So y'all, quick and simple, quick and simple. So I'm just gonna start off with brushing my brows up. And then I like to start my brows, or start my pencil, just a little line at the bottom, and shape. And I do it on both sides. Boom. And then I'm just gonna shade in. And then I'll do it at like a little angle. And of course, if you want it darker, you go ahead and fill it in darker, however you please. The color that I use is dark brown. And then I do like to shape. You can draw a line there. And boom. Just brush that up a little bit so it's not too dark. And I like to start at the tail of my brows. And shading as I go. And then you don't really have to worry about the bottom, because once we use the concealer, then we're going to shape it up however you like to shape it. So I do go back in with my spoolie. Just brushing those hairs upwards. Make sure it kind of blends in. Voila. Alright, so with my flathead brush here and my concealer, e.l.f. concealer, I like to use a lighter color because I'm going to use this as my eyeshadow base, and then you're just going to get color on both sides, or concealer on both sides of your flat brush. And some people like to start in the middle. I like to start in the front, so I'm going to zoom in. And I need this brush here. You just basically follow your bottom of your brows. I definitely don't recommend going all the way up to the top, because the product on your brush will go into your brows, so you don't want that. So take your time, outline, and if you want a sharp bottom, you kind of do it that way. Drag. For me, I need a little bit more, so I can go ahead and get that a little bit more white, because when I get ready to do my color for my eyeshadow, I want it to be nice and bright, so I'm gonna use more. And then just got more on my brush here. Oh shoot, y'all. Is that a whiter one? That's gotta be a whiter one. It definitely look whiter. And I'm pretty sure it's whiter. But it's fine, because this is what I'm gonna use as my base. And then by the time I get finished adding my color, it's gonna blend anyway. But y'all, this is definitely not the color I just put on there. Bloopers will be alright, because we know how to make it work. If you want it to adjust anything, just take your time and shape. And just go back and make sure everything is blended nice. And then I am going to use this brush, which is my concealer brush. Clearly I've used it. And just blend. And then you want to be, for sure, careful around the top. And you can use the back end here just to get closer. And then we just patting. And that's how I get my bottom. Now with the top, of course you're going to use a color that's more of your skin tone so that it can blend properly. And so I do have this Fit Me Maybelline. And this one is color 50. I don't know if they still got it. Hopefully they do. But see, with this one, you have the little spoolie. And I typically, well, you can go in straight like this and shape. Or you can use a flathead brush, which I'm going to go back in with this one anyway. And as y'all can see, that color, I could wipe it off, but I'm not. Because by the time I add my foundation, it is going to fix all of that anyway. So, boom. And this is how you get your brows nice. And then what I'll do here is I'm going to go ahead and blend so we won't be looking crazy. And by the time I add my foundation, it'll be good. So, all right, y'all. So I am going to use this Black Radiant palette. And I'm going to go with this brown right here, just as a transition.
No more broken hearts, no more broken, no more broken hearts. Yeah. Shawty giving Esther, but she fed up. Searching for a king to hold it down. All this time you been waiting your turn. They can never take what's yours. It's already written, baby girl, don't trip. You already know what it is. Don't rush, just be still. Gotta give it to you when it fits.